to see all these fucking pictures out of context. Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay.
What a terrible.
Okay. 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 All right. Mm-hmm. 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 Sweet. All right. Boom. Yo, he's fucking jacked there. Holy shit.
Boy, he's hitting them roids.
Dude, from 01 to 03, he lost all that fucking muscle. Okay, there's one picture I don't want to show you guys, so I'm gonna hide that one still.
Oh, what'd you get of PNG?
I don't know, but I kind of think it's funny.
I think PNGs are so much funnier.
yeah. Here's
That's
him in the
terrifying.
Thunderdome.
Was that for Taker's?
Was it Taker's farewell? Oh yeah,
I'm
Survivor
guessing,
Series. I see Survivor Series in the background. All right, well,
I was about to say, when did he wrestle?
I'm sure at some point he wrestled in the Thunderdome. He's had to have. I don't know. All right. Okay. The fuck is this bullshit? Yo, shout out fucking Nikita from NXT.
Shout out
She's
to her.
She's my new favorite.
A great asset for the WWE.
She got a great asset, all right.
Yes.
Oh, I had a gift sub to Adam Cole's Twitch. And it's went to my notifications on Twitch, and it was like, your gift sub to Chugs has expired. The more you know, huh? That means at some point he would have had to said, thanks, AC the God, for the follow. And I could take solace in on that Adam Cole knows my old gimmick name.
He acknowledged you.
I went into a full promo at the gym today because this other ginger kid was being a fucking tool, and they were like acting like they were the shit until me and Ryan showed them up. So I looked around. I said, I am sick and tired of all of the gingers thinking that they run this shit, because the only ginger that runs this shit is me. And each and every single ginger in this gym, all four of them, will acknowledge me because I am the head of the ginger table.
Bruh.
Ryan goes, okay, Carrot Top, chill out. Yeah, we should do some weeaboo VR.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shout out Crunchy Troll for the follow.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Fuck out of here. I should probably get all of these themes ready, huh? I didn't do that. That's fine. I'll look at them as we go. Oh. What the fuck is his theme song? He's a theme song? Oh my god, he's a theme song. His song. Oh, I don't know if I could say the name of what his theme song was.
Oh god.
Undertaker's WCW theme song was called China White.
Oh shit.
What does that like?
What's that? That's the opium now.
This is Mean Mark Callis' theme song. Better than anything current day WWE. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's by Scorpions. You're right.
It's heroin?
You're right. What?
That's what China White is. It's
Well,
heroin.
you were right when you said who it was by. All right, you ready?
You're
Yeah, it's fat. Damn. R.I.P. Lil Peep.
What?
He got killed by China White, apparently.
Oh, I know he was dead, but all right. Sweet. Oh, what's going on, people of the internet? It's your boys, the Heat Check. And we are back at it like a bad habit. If you want something, you gotta go motherfucking grab it. We are back after, I think, a 2-week.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks.
Podcast. Last week we had I don't know why it keeps doing that. What the fuck? StreamYard. I don't pay you $30 a month to fuck me over like this. All right, we're back. See, the good news is it lags for you guys, but on stream I don't freeze, so it's okay.
All right.
But I'm in a weird moment where, like, you guys think I'm frozen and I think I'm frozen, so I'm just standing there waiting for everything to unfreeze.
It's a nice little treat for us.
We're back after a 2-week hiatus in the podcast. We had the 2K release stream this past Tuesday. Great game. I'm so happy that it's getting good reviews from everybody. Best WWE game since probably like SmackDown vs. Raw 07. Yeah, it's a good game. I am the 1/3 host of the show. Your girlfriend, your mother, your auntie, your grandmother, your sister, your daughter, your best friend's favorite. Never pimping, always simping. The star maker, wife waker, baby maker, girlfriend taker, Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. The biggest of all horses, Austin Cross. I'm a mark for myself. I don't really give a shit. Fuck anybody who has a problem with that. I am joined, like always, by the epitome of manliness, the essential stud muffin, the man who 9 times out of 10, the 1 time out of 10 is when he's not streaming on Twitch, comes equipped in his inventory with a D. This is Senchi.
How you doing?
And we are also joined by the third of the show, the man who works for the biggest sports company in the industry, the man who could take your girl if he wanted to, but he won't anymore because he doesn't want to. The man who is moving on to bigger things than any of us because fucking he works at ESPN and I don't because fuck me, right? The man who could beat anybody in 2K at any day and probably whip your ass on the real basketball court too. The man who is, wait for it, a fighter jet with a Ferrari engine, but also has a thing that makes a noise that goes, "Hur, hur." This is Shaq Daddy Diesel Cool Mojo Jojo Josiah.
maybe the most warm introduction I've ever received in my life.
You
think
like
I gotta hold on to that one. I gotta clip that.
I think I have a future in the manager business. We're back. How y'all doing today?
Chilling, man. I had the day off. Had the weekend off, actually. I'm really have just been chilling.
Oh yeah, big chillin' as always.
So, what do we want to start with today? You want to talk some news? You want to talk anything in particular? You guys want to get into one of our gimmick infringements? What y'all want to do? I'll let y'all decide.
I don't know what that was.
I start on the football.
All right, Tom Brady. I can't believe it.
He's back.
He's back at it like a bad habit.
Yeah.
My man came out the cut and said, "Fuck Adam Schefter."
No, I think that's like a percentage of it. He's like, you know what? No, fuck that dude. I'm gonna play fucking football. Like,
Actually, tonight I'm gonna send you a video real quick to show how I'm feeling about this thing while you guys tell your feelings. Can you download it when I send it to you and get it on the stream here?
Alrighty.
But yeah, I'll let you guys decide. What are your thoughts on Mr. Thomas Brady coming back?
I knew he was coming back. I just didn't think it would be in 2 months. He was definitely at the crib, chilling with wifey and the kids, and he was like, I really could do both. Like, I could be a dad and still be a quarterback in the NFL. I could do it. He's sitting like, he's like, I have too much time on my hands and I'm still good. Like, that's pretty much, I think that's exactly what happened. He saw like Russell Wilson go to Denver. He saw Carson go to the Redskins. He's seeing all this league movement. Everyone's going to different teams, NBA style. And he's like, I want a piece of that, man. He's like, I started that shit. He's like, I started that domino when I went to Tampa. Now everybody want to lead their team. So, like, he's like, no, what? Fuck that. I think in his heart he thinks they should have came back and beat the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams asked to lose that game, if you ask me. And, hey, run it back. You're runner-up for MVP this year. I think he was runner-up for MVP the year prior. No, Derrick Henry is runner-up, I think. But anyway, he's still, top 5 in MVP running back-to-back years. Run it back, man. I'm happy he's back. I think we needed a full season to wind down this career and actually really be able to take it all in. So I'm happy he could give us at least one more season.
Tom Brady came through and really hit us with this.
I have to announce to you that I will never retire. I will only retire when I'm dead in this ring.
Wow.
Field.
How about that announcement?
Over my dead body. I've got too much juice left. Woo! I'm still an itch boy. I love this business. I'm going nowhere. Thank you. Woo!
Tom really came through, hit us with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I knew he'd be back. I'm not surprised, but it's also fuck you because it's not for the Patriots.
Yeah.
But really, we don't
my
really need him because we kind of want Mac to develop. But it would have been nice if he was like, I'm gonna come back and play for the Patriots.
Yeah. They sent this one out back for a year.
Oh wow, Phoenix Suns has dropped 48 on the Lakers in the first quarter and are currently up 26 going into the second.
Not surprised.
Wow. But yeah, I'm hyped though. I'm glad Tom Brady's back. He's my GOAT. Fuck him for making us all have to be like, oh, he's retired and get upset about it. But yeah. So that's fine.
Yeah, he's putting Brett Favre to fucking sleep. Brett Favre was the king of that shit.
Yeah, he was. Oh man. But yeah. It's gonna be an interesting season this year.
For sure, man.
Especially with Russell Wilson getting traded to Denver. Damn. It's gonna be a season.
That's definitely the best division in the league, I think, now, with Russell Wilson going in there, Justin Herbert, and obviously the best quarterback in the league still, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes. And Dude, they're gonna battle it out. That wild card in the AFC is gonna be nuts. Like, if you don't win your division, you're really on the outside looking in coming into this year.
I agree. Fully took all everything I would have said took right out of my mouth. Honestly. But yeah. Let's talk. I don't know if I want to talk wrestling yet. Let's do one of our gimmick infringements. Let's start with Kane, because he's not really the main event of this shit. Are you guys a fan of Glenn Jacobs?
Mayor Glenn, he's my favorite mayor in America.
The best mayor in America.
Oh.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can't really say that anymore.
Yeah.
Not after the shit he said.
Nobody, I don't even know what
let's just say there's a reason I sent you that rap lyric I made about Kane. Oh, Sinai, someone challenged me to make a rap verse based off wrestling. So because they're like, you got to rap battle Max Caster one day.
Oh, yeah.
So I sent this to Josiah and Gabe. I said, I hit your girl so good last night. Had her walking like she needed a cane, covered her face like makeup. I swear y'all dudes hate me like a liberal tweet from Glenn Jacobs.
Oh.
Told her I couldn't come back over tonight and she shed a tear. She told me she's sad because you making her come takes longer than Veer.
Oh.
Yeah, let's just say Kane tweeted some things that made a lot of people mad at him when Russia attacked Ukraine.
Let's just say he's not sympathetic.
Yeah,
Towards the Ukrainian people.
to say Kane is a big fan of one of Vladimir Putin. Anyways, speaking of Kane, let's talk about episode 4 of Gimmick and Friends. We're going to talk about Kane. So far, we've talked about Cody Rhodes and Edge and Chris Jericho. So we're going to talk about Kane now. So you're okay. Maybe we're not fans of Glenn Jacob. Are you guys fans of Kane?
Kane's cool.
What's your favorite Kane memory or match?
Him coming out chained up and staring at JR while Slow Chemical was playing. That was cool.
That was cool. His debut, man. How can you? He's frozen.
That's gotta be Kane.
I didn't even notice at that time.
My favorite Kane is when he debuted, honestly. Just ripping that fucking cage off the door and just letting motherfuckers know, like, that was the first time you felt like someone may be even bigger than The Undertaker.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about all those gimmicks and let's give them some grades. There are a few missing that I just felt weren't needed, like the Unabomb. But, yeah, we're going to start with the Christmas Creature.
Oh, my God. Terrifying.
What is there to say about the Christmas Creature? Let's see.
Like a fucked up Power Ranger.
Okay, so this is from Wikipedia. I'm just gonna read verbatim here. Glenn Jacobs debuted in 1992 under the ring name Angus King, wrestling for the Hannibal, Missouri-based Central States Wrestling Association. In December '92, Jacobs appeared with Memphis, Tennessee-based USWA as the Christmas Creature, an evil Christmas character who wore a garish costume made by Jacob's mother, featuring a green mask, candy cane striped sleeves, and tinsel. The Christmas Creature unsuccessfully challenged Jerry the King Lawler for the Unified World Heavyweight title before leaving the company later that month. We're going to give the Christmas Creature...
I was going to give it a D, but the fact that his mom made the costume, I'll give it a C.
Can you imagine?
That was nice of her.
Kane. So we're meant to believe that back in the day, Kane fucking got burnt to shit and fucking he couldn't use a voice box to talk. Can you imagine, Mom, yeah, I need Christmas.
make me a Christmas costume.
Mom, I am the Christmas creature.
God, that's amazing.
Oh no, wait, the worst part is his mom's supposed to be dead. His mom got burned in that fire.
And she still made the costume. What a woman.
And then Paul Barrett said he was tearing that shit up before she died.
She was getting back shots while making the costume.
He said, "Oh yes."
I mean, zero disrespect. Nah, I'm gonna stop.
Nah, I don't want to imagine that.
What do you give it a Christmas creature?
D minus.
All right, I'll go D minus too. Fuck, Jesus Christ! No, not S minus, D minus. All right, does this guy have a theme song? This is WCW gimmick. No theme song. That's fine. All right, his next gimmick is from when he was in WCW under the name Bruiser Mastino. Hold on. You heard of that? Bruiser Mastino.
Yeah, I don't even know.
You like his hair? So in March '93, Jacobs made a one-off appearance with WCW, losing to Sting on an episode of WCW Saturday Night under the ring name Bruiser Mastino. Later that year, he relocated to Tampa to further his training. During his time in Florida, he wrestled a handful of matches for the International Championship Wrestling Alliance as Sid Powers. And then he returned to USWA as Doomsday, where he would then wrestle a dark match for the World Wrestling Federation under his Bruiser Mastino name in Burlington, Vermont, on an episode of Superstars.
Hey. Shout out Vermont.
I mean, this guy had two matches under this gimmick.
F.
I gotta give him an F plus for the hair. All right, we'll go F there. I think that's a fair one. All right, I think the rest of these I don't need to really explain everything, but we'll give a little bit of context. So the next gimmick for Kane, we're just gonna play the theme song here too. Isaac Yankem, DDS. I guess I got to give a little backstory here for him. Jacobs would make his official debut for the World Wrestling Federation as Mike Unabomb at a Raw taping, defeating Reno Riggins in a dark match. He wrestled eminently as Unabomb through August. Jacobs made his first TV appearance with the company as Isaac Yankem, DDS, Jerry Lawler's private dentist, in a vignette on the June 26, 1995 episode of Raw. Placing emphasis on Jacobs' imposing height and weight, Yankem was portrayed as a monstrous figure whom Lawler had hired for the purpose of ridding the WWF of his longtime nemesis, Bret the Hitman Hart. The character's in-ring debut occurred at a Superstars taping where Jacobs lost to Bret Hart by countout. At that month's SummerSlam, Yankem was disqualified when he hung Bret Hart by twisting him in the top and middle ropes by his neck. He then lost to Hart in a steel cage match in the main event of the October 16th Raw, and finally in a tag team match against Bret Hart and Hakushi, in which he partnered with Jerry Lawler. After his initial run with Hart, Jacobs was part of an unsuccessful team in the Elimination Survivor Series match, and he lost in the '96 Royal Rumble. The remainder of Yankem's TV run through April included losses to The Undertaker, Jake Roberts, Mark Mero, and The Ultimate Warrior. Jacobs was then used at a series of live events in Kuwait as well as a tour of South Africa, after which the Yankem gimmick was retired.
Giving that a D.
I give it a D plus. He got some burn with some notable people there.
I'll go D plus as well. I think that's a fair one. All right, next gimmick. Fake Diesel. I think this one needs a little bit of backstory as well.
Yeah.
In September 1996, play-by-play announcer Jim Ross introduced Jacobs as Diesel and Rick Bogner as Razor Ramon as part of a heavily criticized storyline mocking the departure of former employees Kevin Nash and Scott Hall while attempting to portray Jim Ross as a disgruntled employee. The pair competed primarily as a tag team, losing a tag championship match to Owen Hart and British Bulldog at In Your House, It's Time. As Diesel, he lost to The Undertaker by disqualification in the main event of the December 22nd Superstars, and he defeated Mark Merrow on Shotgun Saturday Night in January. Diesel and Ramon last appeared on TV at the 97 Rumble, where Jacobs was the third to last participant. He was in the final three of the 97 Rumble. Jacobs continued to work sporadic live events as Diesel through April. In mid-97, Jacobs briefly returned to the USWA as Doomsday, winning their heavyweight champion by beating Jerry the King Lawler. What are we giving fake Diesel?
C minus.
Yeah.
I'm going F.
Damn.
He was top 3 in the Rumble. I mean, that's
I
cool.
don't care. His gimmicks suck. We'll settle on a D plus right in the middle there.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. That's gotta be Kane. I guess a lot of Kane's gimmicks are gonna need a little bit of backstory. In April '97, the WWF slowly and meticulously began building to the debut of a character named Kane, a horror-themed juggernaut and hellish personification of everything fire. The character's theme and persona is rooted in malevolent acts of arson by his older brother, The Undertaker, that occurred during their youth. Rounding out his Hellfire and Brimstone gimmick, Kane was combined with a specialty match personalized to him, dubbed the Inferno match. At In Your House, Revenge of the Taker, The Undertaker launched a fireball into the face of Paul Bearer, who had previously had his protege Mankind do the same to Undertaker. On an episode of Raw, Mankind reintroduced Bearer, who attempted to reunite Undertaker after a long period of mutual hostility, using the ultimatum of revealing The Undertaker's deepest, darkest secret. When Taker continually refused to once again align with Bearer, Bearer began tormenting him by telling him that his long-lost brother, Kane, was coming to the WWF to challenge him. In the ensuing months, Bearer implied that Taker had murdered his family by starting a fire at the funeral home, except for Kane, who was left physically and mentally scarred by the event. Undertaker claimed that Kane, a pyromaniac, was the one who started the fire and could not possibly have survived. Jacobs then made his re-debut as Kane at Bad Blood 97 by using the Tombstone Piledriver to cost Undertaker a victory in the first ever Hell in a Cell. In keeping with the notion that Kane had been burned and scarred by the fire, the character wore a mask, sported long hair, and wore red and black ring attire that covered his entire body. What are we giving it? 1997, 1998, that's got to be Kane.
S tier.
Yeah, that's S tier character.
Yeah.
That gimmick is great. All right. Sweet. Next up.
Tell us what to do.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's me.
Get ready to bow to the master.
We have Suck It. All right, so after feuding with Kane for what seemed like fucking forever, Kane formed a tag
Hell yeah, dude.
Best part of the show.
team with X-Pac and him. Kane evolved from being a mute to aided speech through an electrolarynx to speaking unaided. He also became associated as a member of D-Generation X. His first unaided words that he ever said were the DX slogan, "Suck it." The duo won the WWF Tag Team Championships twice. The tag team broke apart when X-Pac turned on Kane and rejoined DX. Kane and X-Pac then engaged in a lengthy feud against each other, which was exacerbated in early 2000 when Tori betrayed Kane and joined X-Pac and DX, leading to Kane briefly reuniting with Paul Bearer. This feud eventually ended at WrestleMania 2000 when Kane and Rikishi defeated X-Pac and Road Dogg. What are we giving DX Kane?
I wish he wore that gear.
That's the gear that they wanted to give him.
That would have been so tough.
I'm going B+. I like the character development of X-Pac teaching Kane how to talk and Tori teaching Kane how to love.
B+ because X-Pac is cool.
Yeah, I'll go B+.
Yeah, because Kane's first words were "suck it." Fucking goddamn it! All right, next up, back to this. Yeah, fucking Jack to the gills.
Diesel fucking.
Diesel is
Nah, he's the real Diesel now.
2001 to 2002, Brothers of Destruction Kane. Holy fuck, that man is jacked. All right. How do I start this storyline here? Kane turned face in early 2001 by reforming an alliance with The Undertaker immediately after the Royal Rumble, in which he eliminated 11 wrestlers and was the runner-up after being eliminated by Stone Cold. He held that record until 2014, by the way. In early 01, Kane was in the hardcore division, defeating Raven for the title at WrestleMania 17 in a match that also featured Big Show. He would lose the title to Rhino on SmackDown. Kane and Taker began teaming as the Brothers of Destruction, and in the course of a year, they had defeated Edge and Christian, Rikishi and Haku, and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. At Judgment Day, Kane defeated Triple H to win his first Intercontinental Championship, which he would then lose to Albert on an episode of SmackDown following interference by DDP. During the invasion, Kane and Undertaker feuded with Paige and Kanyon after Paige began stalking Taker's wife, Sarah. The feud culminated at SummerSlam, where they defeated them in a steel cage match, and they won both the WWF and WCW Tag Team Champions. Kane and Taker would then beat Chronic at Unforgiven, and they both were in the 10-man winner-takes-all match at Survivor Series as members of the victorious Team WWF. He was then drafted to Monday Night Raw on March 25th, 2002 during the first brand split. He would begin a short feud with New World Order and began acting human by talking through his mask and referring to his fans as Canaanites. And that's where our story will end here because he got injured.
Damn.
What are we giving Brothers of Destruction Kane?
Give that B+ as
Give
well.
a C+.
C+, wow. I'll go B, flat B.
All right, we'll call it a flat B then. Okay, right in the middle. All right. Next up, the theme that he will be using for a little while.
Hell
Skip the chorus. We have 2003 Kane, Slow Chemical Kane. I like to call him my Canaanite brother Kane. Yeah, he would return on August 2002 with a new mask and half mask and outfit. Kane slowly revealing more of his body as each outfit goes on.
Hell yeah.
He would win the tag team titles with the Hurricane after defeating the Un-Americans. The following week, Kane would also win the Intercontinental Champion from Chris Jericho. So in a span of 3 weeks of being back, he now has both the tag titles and Intercontinental title. He would then move on to feud with Triple H as he wanted to be the first person to hold every single title on Monday Night Raw. This would then lead into the infamous Katie Vick storyline. But Kane would also be a part of the 2002 Match of the Year when Kane and Hurricane, well, Kane himself, because Hurricane got injured, competed in a tables, ladders, and chairs match against a multitude of teams, including Bubba Ray Dudley and Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho and Christian, and I think there were a few others in there. But Kane would win by himself. But they would also lose the titles to Chris Jericho and Christian. My cat wants to get in my room. We'll do that in a second. Kane would lose his match with Triple H at No Mercy. Then the whole Katie Vick shit would happen. Then fucking him and RVD would win the world tag titles, and Steve Austin would start harassing him because he called him a bitch. Yeah, Harley, what the fuck do you want, bro? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, you're right here. Hello. Come here. Want to be on stream? Come here. Come here.
What's up, cat?
What are you guys giving Slow Chemical Kane?
Mm,
Go like B minus.
I want to go C plus.
I go B minus because of the theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything he did was kind of mid. Well, I mean, he did win the Intercontinental and World Tag titles at the same time, so I guess that's fair. Next up, you want to make fun of me, JR? We have
Fuck yeah,
Unmasked King. Fuck. All right. Why does every Kane gimmick need some backstory here? Triple H won a mask versus title match against Kane, so Kane had to remove his mask. The unmasking rendered Kane emotionally unstable, and in an interview with JR, Kane attacked him and set him on fire. He would then attack Linda McMahon, hitting her with a tombstone piledriver on the Raw stage. This action sparked a feud between Kane and Shane McMahon, with Kane defeating Shane in a last man standing match at Unforgiven and an ambulance match at Survivor Series, and also electrocuting his testicles. During Survivor Series, Kane also interfered in a buried alive match between Vince McMahon and The Undertaker. Kane would then take part in the 2004 Rumble match. He was eliminated when he heard the bell toll from The Undertaker's entrance. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But that caused Booker T to eliminate him. Over the following weeks, Kane would repeatedly insist that The Undertaker was dead, only to be met with various paranormal incidents, such as a rainstorm over the ring, and then they had a match. What are we giving this Kane?
Hey, dude.
Hey, what up, Matt?
Matty.
Hold on, I ain't know my cat out. Give me a second. You guys talk about 04, 05 Kane, or 04, 03 Kane.
Honestly, though, one of the best promos that Kane did during that time was setting JR on fire. Like
Yeah.
that when he said that's when he set JR on fire, I was like, oh, that just pushed the grade up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I remember that shit. I was like, oh fuck, bro. Like
What happened?
No, I'm talking about how like when you reminded me that's when he set JR on fire. I was like, oh, like
That's what
damn,
JR.
that Kane was that Kane was sadistic, bro. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to give it an A minus, honestly. Like
That segment with JR is funny because he's like he's holding JR hostage, and then Stone Cold comes out to the ring. He's like, Kane, you stupid son of a bitch. Don't do anything, you dumb, ugly son of a bitch. And then fucking Kane's like, I'm gonna fucking do it, JR, make fun of me. And Kane and Stone was like, Kane, stop. You're a dumb son of a bitch. I give it an A minus. He played the character pretty well. So now I would give it.
I gave it an A.
All right, so we'll go A minus all around. All right, next up we have had sex with Lita and Snitsky punted his baby. Kane.
Hell yeah.
So this Wikipedia. After losing to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 20, Kane fell in love with Lita, but was spurned. This led to him kidnapping Lita in May. And on the same night, Kane won a 20-man battle royal for a world title match against Chris Benoit at Bad Blood. 6 days before Bad Blood, in a handicap tag match between Kane and La Resistance against Edge and Benoit, Kane pinned Benoit, yada, yada, yada. Kane lost to Benoit at Bad Blood. Lita would later announce that she was pregnant with Matt Hardy, her then boyfriend, both on and off screen, assuming that he was the child's father. On June 21st, Kane claimed that he was the father. The next week, he explained that he had impregnated Lita to continue his legacy and justified an attack on Shawn Michaels a week earlier by claiming that Shawn Michaels stood in his way of being the world champion. To appease Kane, Eric Bischoff gave Kane a rematch with Benoit, instructing Benoit that he can only win by submissions, whereas Kane could win the title by any means. Kane again lost to Benoit because he's a fucking loser. And following the match, Lita came out to the ring and low-blowed Kane, who initially went to chokeslam her in revenge, but stopped when he realized that he was trying to force him to cause her to miscarry the child. Kane and Matt Hardy then faced one another in a till death do us part match at SummerSlam, with Lita obliged to marry the winner. Kane won and married Lita on August 23rd.
Oh,
Although he was attacked by Hardy during the ceremony, he gained the upper hand and chokeslammed Hardy off the wedding stage. A week later, Eric Bischoff gave Kane and Lita the wedding gift of choosing any match that Kane wanted at Unforgiven. Kane chose a no DQ match against Shawn Michaels, which Michaels won. The next night, Kane accidentally fell on Lita during a match with the debuting Gene Snitsky, who hit him on the back with a steel chair, ostensibly causing Lita to miscarry. Kane sought revenge against Snitsky for causing the death of his child, but lost to Snitsky in a steel chain match at Taboo Tuesday. Kane was sidelined for several months after Snitsky crushed his larynx with a chair during the match. This
Jesus.
storyline gave Kane time to complete his role in See No Evil. Kane returned at New Year's Revolution, defeated Snitsky, and at WrestleMania 21, Kane and Lita reconciled with one another and began antagonizing Lita's rival Trish Stratus. This led to a match between Kane and Stratus' hired bodyguard Viscera at Backlash.
Yeah.
That Kane won, and Edge. Yeah. This is fucking weird. What are we giving this Kane?
On one hand,
Are you gonna justify the fucking baby?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B for baby.
Matt, are you
yeah,
on YouTube and Twitch right now? I'm getting there, Matt. We're getting there. All right.
on one hand, it was fucking hilarious. On the other hand, on standards of great gimmicks, that shit is terrible.
That part was Snitsky coming out on the highlight reel and punting a baby into the crowd.
I'm giving it a B for baby. I'm giving it a B.
I'll go B. Fuck it. We'll go B. All right, next. Fuck. Oh shit. Next up we have May 19th.
Whoa, dude.
What the fuck are these storylines, bro?
That's
Kane
Kane
returned-
chokeslamming Kane.
Kane returned to WWE in October, winning a battle royal. As a result, he, along with Big Show and Shawn Michaels, was featured in an internet poll to see who would get a title match. Kane and Big Show began teaming together, and they would face Lance Kane and Trevor Murdoch, beating them to become the tag champions. They would remain champions through 2005. Kane would enter the Elimination Chamber, but lost. He and Big Show then defeated with Carlito and Chris Masters into WrestleMania. The night after Mania, Kane and Big Show lost tag titles to the Spirit Squad, and 1 week later, they would face Spirit Squad in a rematch, but were disqualified after Kane snapped and heard voices in his head. In next weeks, Kane began attacking anyone who mentioned the date, May 19th. During the match between Kane and Big Show at Backlash, Kane's voice began echoing throughout the arena saying, May 19th, May 19th, it's happening again, May 19th. They're all going to know, May 19th. They became visibly shaken. Big Show then hit Kane with a chair. Kane then appeared on the May 19th episode of SmackDown as JBL's handpicked opponent for Rey Mysterio. After the voices and mask began playing again, Kane chokeslammed JBL and Mysterio. On the following episode of Raw, he says May 19th was a date in which his mother and adopted family were killed in the fire. The voices continued until May 29th when Kane was confronted by Kane, which was Luke Gallows wearing Kane's outfit. Kane would chokeslam Kane during a match with Shelton Benjamin. Kane and Kane began to fight one another in subsequent weeks, leading to a match between the two being scheduled for Vengeance, in which the real Kane beat the fake Kane. On June 26th, Kane threw the imposter out of the arena and removed the mask, saying, I believe that this is mine. Kane was then absent for 2 months as he toured Europe promoting See No Evil. See No Evil also came out on May 19th. That was the point of the storyline. What are you giving May 19th, Kane?
C plus.
C plus. Really?
Great
C.
marketing ad.
I'll go C. All right. Next up, we have. Why does all need explaining? ECW champion Kane. All right. So we skip about 2 years here. We then go to October 16th, 2007, where Kane was the handpicked partner of CM Punk who helped him defeat The Miz, John Morrison, and Big Daddy V. In retaliation, Big Daddy V would attack Kane. They would feud for a little while. And then in a battle royal on the WrestleMania 24 pre-show, Kane won, eliminating Mark Henry, earning an ECW title match later that night. Kane would then defeat Chavo Guerrero in the second fastest Mania match of all time, with a record-setting at the time 11 seconds to win the ECW champion. And Kane would be involved in various feuds, including against Chavo Guerrero, CM Punk, The Miz, John Morrison, Mark Henry, and The Big Show throughout this run. What are we giving Extreme Kane?
D.
Yeah, I'm gonna go D plus.
Yeah, I'll take the D plus. Pause.
Hell yeah.
All right. Where do we go from here? I'm not playing the next theme song because fuck that shit. But but moving along here, we have I got rid of Slow Chemical and will always regret it, and I will always suck from here on, Kane. AKA Kane in 2008 and 2009. This is when Kane would begin carrying around a little bag, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's in Kane's bag?" And it was revealed to be a Rey Mysterio mask, and he just kept beating the fuck out of Rey Mysterio every week. And they had a feud, and then Kane pretty much did nothing. He did nothing for a while after this. And he got rid of Slow Chemical. And we got that. Oh, and he hooked up with Kelly. Yeah, that happened too.
Okay, you guys.
Why did Kane get bitches? Like...
We gotta let me finish. He kidnapped her too. They had this weird storyline where Kelly was into Randy Orton, so Kane got mad because he wanted Kelly, so he kind of just stalked her and then kidnapped her, and then that whole storyline got cut. What are we giving this Kane?
F.
I'll give it a D.
D minus.
All right, we'll go right in the middle. Go Josiah's D minus. All right, next up we have Kane became world champion while Undertaker was a vegetable Kane. Where is it? Right here.
God, PNG is so creepy.
So Kane would start questioning everybody on SmackDown as the Undertaker was revealed to be in a vegetative state. And Kane was like, Who killed my brother? Who killed him? Was it Jack Swagger? Was it CM Punk? Was it Ray? It can't be Ray Mysterio. It was Ray Mysterio. And then Kane won the Money in the Bank ladder match. And he would cash in later that night successfully, winning the title from Rey Mysterio. Kane would then say that Rey Mysterio was the one who killed The Undertaker, which would lead to a SummerSlam match between the two, where Undertaker returned and revealed Kane was the one that killed The Undertaker. And then they had a feud. Paul Bearer came back. They had a couple matches. They had a Hell in a Cell. They had a Buried Alive. Fucking Paul Bearer was kidnapped by Edge at one point and Edge taped him up to a wheelchair and brought him into a meat freezer and fucking started pouring like barbecue sauce all over his titties and shit.
Oh yeah.
And fucking Kane lost the world title to Edge. And then and then he got into a tag team with the Big Show and started teaming with Santino and Vladimir Kozlov against the Core. What are we giving this Kane? Just took a turn.
That's another F, man.
I go C minus because his world title run was decent.
Yeah, I'll go C minus too.
All right, next up. Fuck. Kane is getting worse and worse. We have Kane with what the fuck is this mask? Kane to get written off TV by being put in Mark Henry's Hall of Pain. And Kane was off TV for a little while. Kane then came back during a Mark Henry John Cena match, sporting his new welder's mask, which also had another mask underneath it. And we thought he was coming to get Mark Henry, but no, he attacked John Cena because he wanted John Cena to embrace the hate ahead of his match with The Rock. So they had a shitty ambulance match at Elimination Chamber that John Cena won. So then Kane was like, you know what? If John Cena won't embrace the heat, I want Randy Orton to embrace the heat. So then Kane started beating the fuck out of Cowboy Bob Orton. So now Randy Orton retaliated by tying Paul Bearer to a wheelchair and putting him in a meat locker and pouring barbecue sauce over him like Edge did 2 years prior. And they had a match at WrestleMania, and fucking it sucked. And then they had a match at Extreme Rules, and it didn't suck as bad, but it still kind of sucked. And that's where our story ends with this Kane. What are we giving 2012 Kane?
I hate to do it, man, but that's another ref.
I gotta give this one an F.
Yeah.
I
Triple
can't
down
give
on
this
it.
one in good faith. All right, well, moving on to something at least decent. Kane would then
Thank you.
start hooking up
Thank
with AJ Lee, while Dana Bryan and CM Punk were also hooking up with AJ Lee. So AJ Lee was like, you know what? Dana Bryan's crazy, Kane's crazy. You guys should go to anger management classes together. So they went to anger management class, and they became. They weren't friends, but the AJ Lee forced them to be tag team partners after they passed their anger management classes. They won the tag titles in a great scene after they won them from Kofi and R-Truth. Bryan and AJ Lee are talking, and Kane dumps Gatorade all over both of them, and he goes, "Woo! I'm going to Disney World." And Kane's like running laps around them, going, "Oh, I'm the tag team champion. Oh, I'm the tag team champion." And then Bryan's like, "No, no." So it's, "I'm the tag team champion. No, I'm the tag no." And then, ironically enough, they actually became best friends. They would become the first two people alongside Randy Orton to beat the Shield in a 6-man tag team match on an episode of SmackDown. They would win their match at WrestleMania, defeating Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston. And they would be all funky-dory leading into Daniel Bryan becoming the WWE champion at SummerSlam 2013, to which Kane and Bryan would still be buddies, but Kane would then be tormented by the Wyatt family. They would beat the fuck out of him, and that's where this story ends. What are we giving Team Hell No Kane?
A-.
I say it's a solid B+.
And story takes a little bit of a dip, because right after that, Kane returned from his beating of the Wyatt family by saving The Miz from a beatdown of the Wyatt family. But Kane would then take off his mask. He would hand it to Stephanie McMahon, and he would join the Authority. And he would become Corporate Kane, the kind of GM of the show. Stephanie and Triple H were the Vince McMahon of the show, while Kane was kind of like the GM. But really, all he ever did with his role was torment Daniel Bryan and John Cena. It's like all Kane ever announced was, "I'm gonna wrestle Daniel Bryan." And yeah, I really don't have much else to say about Corporate Kane.
Yeah.
Besides, he became the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
No, let's not get to that.
What are we giving Corporate Kane?
C+.
I gotta go C-.
I like
the
how he
middle.
tormented them. He did some good heel work.
So now, was you giving it?
C.
All right, we'll go in the middle, say C. Final gimmick of Kane, we have sporadic appearances and mayor of Knox County, Tennessee Kane. Everything from 2016 onwards. What are we giving old man Glenn Jacobs? Do you guys need me to jog your memory of some of the things he's done since then?
Not for me, at least. I'll give him a C- just because he did what they asked.
Okay. Now this is a reminder, and this is gonna be really quickly here, because I don't really give a fuck about this. After he was removed from his role as the Corporate Kane, he would feud with Seth Rollins. That would then lead to him and Undertaker feuding with the Wyatt family. He would then do sporadic feuds up until 2017, where he would return and feud with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar for the world title. This would then lead to Kane returning to help Daniel Bryan against the Bludgeon Brothers in the tag match. Kane would then team with The Undertaker to take on Triple H and Shawn Michaels at Super Showdown. He would become the 24/7 champion, pinning R-Truth. He would also just do a lot of shit. He got beat down by The Fiend. And then he made his final appearance. Actually, that's the lie. He appeared at Undertaker's retirement ceremony. He would be in the 2021 Royal Rumble, eliminating Dolph Ziggler and Ricochet before being eliminated by Damian Priest. And then he would go into the Hall of Fame with his final appearance being giving Bianca Belair a proclamation from the Tennessee Senate on an episode of SmackDown.
I think I would have given this a D, but the fact that they ribbed him at Undertaker's ceremony, I'll upgrade it to a C.
Man, everybody come out in suits,
Yeah.
but Kane came out in a full gimmick.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'll go C minus. So
The only way they could get him to wear a mask.
All right. So according to us, Kane's best gimmick is obviously his debut, but after that, it was a tie between "You want to make fun of me, JR?" and Team Hell No. And his worst gimmick, according to us, besides Bruiser Mastino, was his new mask in 2012. All right. Wow. Good talk. Kane's weird.
There's a lot of history.
Yeah, fuck. All right. Well, any miscellaneous shit y'all want to chat about before we get on to The Undertaker? It's non-wrestling related because there is wrestling stuff I want to talk about.
You guys. I was talking to Austin about it earlier. You see, Kanye and Pete Davidson.
I have the tweets or the text ready.
That shit was hilarious. I can't lie.
So one of Pete Davidson's friends leaked text messages between Pete Davidson and Kanye West that came out today. I'm gonna read these texts here. Pete said, "Yo, it's Skeet. Can you please take a second and calm down? It's 8 a.m. and it don't gotta be like this. Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. What she does for those kids is amazing, and you are so fucking lucky that she's your kid's mom. I've decided I'm not gonna let you treat us this way anymore, and I'm done being quiet. Grow the fuck up." Kanye responded, "Oh, you're using profanity. Where are you right now?" Pete then sent, "In bed with your wife," alongside this picture. Kanye responded, "Happy to see you're out of the hospital and rehab." Pete said, "Same here. It's wonders what those places do when you go to get help. You should try it. I'm in LA for the day if you want to stop being a little internet bitch boy and talk. You don't scare me, bro. Your actions are so pussy and embarrassing. It's so sad to watch you ruin your legacy on the daily." Kanye responds, "You're more than welcome to come to Sunday service." Pete says, "Why don't we meet after Sunday service and Saints game? I'll be at the BHH. We can have food and talk out in my room, privately, one-on-one, man-to-man. What you are doing to your family is dangerous and going to scar them for life. Please handle these matters privately, bro. I beg you." Kanye responded, "You want to see me? Come to Sunday service." Pete said, "This isn't public, dude. I'm not here for pictures and press, which is obviously all you care about. My offer stands. I wish you'd man up for once in your life. Let me help you, man. I struggle with mental stuff too. It's not an easy journey. You don't have to feel this way anymore. There's no shame in having a little help. You'll be so happy and at peace. You have no idea how nice I've been to you despite your actions towards me. I've stopped SNL from talking about or making fun of you, which they've wanted to do for months. I've stopped stand-up comedians from doing bits about you because I don't want the father of my girl's kids to look bad out there.
My girl. I'm sorry.
I have your back, even though you treat me like shit, because I want everything to be smooth. But if you continue to press me like you have for the past 6 months, I'm gonna stop being nice."
Damn. Heavy words.
What the fuck?
How was Pete Davidson right off rip of the first guy Kim called? I still like. He's funny. I mean,
hey, the dude gets
You're using profanity.
Dude got Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Sounds like to me Kanye is a bitch, but also Pete Davidson's weird.
Sounds like they're both bitches, but Pete's
Yeah.
trying to not be a bitch anymore.
Yeah, basically.
He's like, you know what? I'm dating Kim Kardashian.
Come on, man.
Like, I'm gonna put my dick on the table.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, at this point, this whole thing just makes Kanye like the biggest bitch in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
Because, I mean, they're both dumb, but the whole thing's
Man
dumb.
wants to fight him at church.
I do
man
agree.
wants to fight him at church.
I do agree that Kanye West is ruining his legacy on the daily more and
Yeah.
more. Fucking Donda 2 didn't have to happen.
Nope.
Fuck. All right, let's talk some wrestling. First of all, prayers up to Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Chico. He had a fall last night, and that fall apparently it caused 3 heart attacks to happen. So Scott Hall has been on life support all day. Prayers up to Chico. Hopefully he kicks out at 2. Because Scott Hall is probably one of my biggest inspirations in my entire life. He's one of the guys I've looked up to, as you guys could probably tell off of me kind of wanting to be a heel in wrestling. One of the guys I've always watched promos for, like on the weekly, is Scott Hall. Nothing will ever beat the survey time, Chico. Who here came to see WCW? Boo! And who came to see the NWO? But yeah, prayers up to Scott Hall. Gotta leave in the quote he said at the Hall of Fame when he got inducted for the first time, which was I have it written down here. You got hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. 2 sweets up for the boy Razor Ramon. Also, prayers up to Big E, who is going to be out for quite some time due to a neck injury sustained on SmackDown this week. He broke his neck. Thankfully, it's not super broken, but Big E is expected to be out for quite some time. It's looking like 6 to 9 months he'll be out, which sucks 3 weeks before WrestleMania, especially because it came out that he was supposed to have a 6-man tag team match on WrestleMania, though that match probably doesn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things, but it does suck that he is out right before Mania in Texas, which I think is where he's from. He's been heavily promoting the show with WWE, and he was supposed to be part of the arena reveal with Dude Perfect. But yeah, prayers up to Big E. He got dropped on a belly-to-belly suplex from Ridge Holland, which it's a freak accident, but it's also the 3rd person that Ridge Holland has injured. So maybe it's time we reevaluate and send Ridge Holland back down to the PC.
Yep.
I think it's time we just scrap this entire gimmick now.
Have Butch train him.
Yeah, because a 3rd prayers up to Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
His career, as Pete Dunne was called up to SmackDown this week and put in the stable with Sheamus and Ridge Holland, and was renamed Butch. That's the Butch.
And they
To the
gave him a
point-
big ass hat.
His tweets are kind of funny though. His Twitter, he's still named Pete Dunne on Twitter, and anytime he tweets now, he puts a signature that says Butch 2022 at the end.
Just try to hold off as long as he can.
I'm hoping it's a fucking storyline thing, and they're not genuinely gonna keep Pete Dunne named Butch on WWE TV. But he tweeted today a picture of him beating up Kofi Kingston here on SmackDown. He tweeted, "At True Kofi, it's fight night. Butch."
Butch.
And then he tweeted WWE's revelation of him. He tweeted,
You should get to see the tweet all night.
At least we get to see the tweet.
Butch,
Yeah.
probably. Probably. All right. Well, let's run down the WrestleMania card real quick because we've got a lot of things added and changed since the last time we talked about it. Let's give a few predictions as well. First and foremost, let me run down what we got rumored matches. We got everything here. So We'll start from the top. The WWE and Universal titles are both on the line when Brock Lesnar takes on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. It's got to be Roman, right?
Yeah.
Like, this whole thing can't lead to Brock Lesnar being both champions. And
No.
I mean, to be fair, Brock's been on every show for the last 6 months, but at some point he's gonna have to go back to being a part-timer, right?
Yeah, Brock is dipping immediately after that.
Yeah. SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair defending against Ronda Rousey. This past week on SmackDown, they reenacted the car police scene from 3 years ago without Becky Lynch and not as cool. This is the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. I know where we're ending the live stream, and it's before this match.
Yes.
I could give 0 singular fucks who wins this match. I don't care. I don't care about Charlotte Flair. I don't care about Ronda Rousey. If I have to make a prediction, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's I think it's the easiest match to predict, low key.
The match that should be the main event of night 1, and a lot of wrestlers in WWE are petitioning for this match to be the main event over the other one. The Raw Women's Championship match, as the man Becky Lynch, big time Bex, takes on the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. Bianca has to win here.
Yeah, no.
If Bianca doesn't win, it's over.
Yeah, and it's a waste.
Damn,
Big
they gotta
waste.
redeem her.
Next up, we have Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio taking on The Miz and Logan Paul. Miz and Logan Paul.
Shit, man, dude. I don't want to see Logan Paul pin Rey Mysterio, dog.
Yes, he's gonna pin Dominic.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think Miz and Logan Paul taking the dub here, man.
Fucking McIntyre taking on Happy Corbin. This past week on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre beat Jinder Mahal and Shanky in a handicap match, and then Jinder, Shanky, Corbin, and Madcap Moss all beat down Drew. And on Twitter this week, it was Drew McIntyre announced that he's bringing surprise backup for all 4 of them this week on SmackDown. So I don't know who it's going to be, what it's going to be. It's probably going to be a letdown regardless. Drew McIntyre is beating Corbin at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree. He said it's going to be a letdown regardless.
Damn.
It's going to be like fucking, I don't know.
It's gonna be
fucking
Butch.
Lucha House Party. It's going to be fucking Titus O'Neil and R-Truth. Next up, we have Sami Zayn taking on Johnny Knoxville. As last week, Johnny Knoxville drove a plane that spelled out Sami Zayn's actual phone number in the sky.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn got pissed. You know what? This match is gonna be fun just because Sami Zayn is like the one guy that can carry this something good.
It's also
Knoxville's
Johnny
winning.
Knoxville. I wouldn't be mad, man. And that's just me being a mark for Knoxville.
Knoxville's winning.
It happens. Floyd Mayweather beat the shit out of Big Show. So
Next up, we have Pat McAfee taking on Austin Theory, who is supposedly being accompanied to the ring by Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
does Vince try to screw over Pat, but then someone saves Pat? Is that where we're going here?
I don't know. I'm going to go on a limb and say Austin Theory wins this match, in my opinion. Theory's the up-and-coming star. Getting a win on Mania in a match with Vince McMahon at ringside could be a big win for him. And I can already see, like, after Mania, every time Austin Theory comes to the ring, he just taunts Pat McAfee.
I'd like that.
Selfie, I beat you at WrestleMania. Jeez. I'm going Austin Theory here.
Yeah, it's probably the likely route.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Next up, we have evil heel ultimate opportunist Edge with no theme music coming out with the spotlight and no music to asshole chants taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles. This is gonna be a show stealer.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
and I'm going Edge because he lost at Mania last year, and AJ Styles can rebound from this.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
I think carrying Edge to an amazing match will put AJ immediately in the world title picture.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Kevin Owens show featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is currently internally on the WrestleMania match card backstage at WWE shows, listed as Kevin Owens versus Steve Austin in a match. My guess is this starts as an episode of the Kevin Owens show where Owens goads Austin into a match and kick, boom, bam, stunner, 1, 2, 3. That's your match.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. So it's gonna be.
Austin's promo was killer, though.
Yeah, it was killer. Definitely. I got chills, low key.
For those who missed it, I can't play it on stream, but Austin came out of his ATV. He said it's been 19 years since Stone Cold Steve Austin faced The Rock in his last match at WrestleMania 19. And now Kevin Owens wants to talk trash. Well, you measly mouth some bitch. You want me to come back and drop you on that stack of dimes you call a neck? And good old Stone Cold's gonna come back and stop a mud hole in your ass. Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or it's something along those lines. But yeah, it was a good promo. Yeah, Austin's gonna win in like 10 seconds.
One stunner, a pin, and he's out.
Now we go on to the unconfirmed matches that are currently rumored according to Fightful and everyone's favorite Dave Meltzer. A few obvious ones here, like Finn Balor defending the United States Championship against Damian Priest. I think Priest gets the title back here.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I don't know why Finn Balor even has that title, which makes me think he might lose it back, but I don't know.
I think the point for Finn having it is so Damian Priest can get a win at WrestleMania over an established guy like Finn Balor.
That's fair.
And they had to like build to the match somehow, so Finn getting the belt from Damian and causing Damian to turn heel is what did it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Next up, we have the Women's Tag Team Championships. This match is currently confirmed as a triple threat, but it's rumored that a fourth team is being added, and that is Zelina Vega and Carmella defending against Sasha Banks and Naomi, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and the rumored team of Natalya and Shotzi.
Natalya and Shotzi.
Yeah.
I know when I'm taking a piss.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say Sasha and Naomi.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. That's the easy decision.
That's the right move.
Next up, we have what is rumored to now be either a singles match or a multi-man ladder match. If it's a singles match, it'll be Ricochet versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. If it's a multi-man match, it'll be Ricochet, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Kofi Kingston, Shinsuke Nakamura, and King Xavier Woods for the Intercontinental title. Regardless, I think the rumors of Ricochet being the second top guy on SmackDown now, for some reason they're pushing him. I like it. I'm saying Ricochet to retain the Intercontinental title.
Absolutely.
Yeah, give him a good showing.
Now, it was confirmed that the original plan for WrestleMania was for King Woods to return. He's returning from injury. And it would be New Day versus Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch. But now with Big E being taken out, it seems as if they're going to be just kind of thrown into the Intercontinental title mix. So I'll take Ricochet or Butch.
For real.
Next up, we have the Raw Tag Team titles being defended as RK Bro, which they are confirmed to be defending the titles at Mania. Right now, it's listed as RK Bro versus question mark. Current rumor is they're defending against Alpha Academy and the Street Profits. I'm just going to say RK Bro on this one, or Street Profits, one of those two.
I realistically could see any of them winning / retaining. Very up in the air.
Next up, second to last match, we have, this is actually confirmed now. This is announced officially for WrestleMania Saturday. The Usos are defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. I think Knock and Boogs to the belts here.
I'm about to say
Really?
I kind of with the Usos losing now those belts for this one. That's kind of tough.
And the final match. Now, there's a certain rumored man that has been rumored to be coming in, but those rumors have been kind of on and off last few weeks. And apparently, one Seth Rollins being on WrestleMania is determined on whether or not this man is going to be at Mania or not. If he doesn't debut on Raw tomorrow, Seth Rollins is not set to compete at WrestleMania.
Damn.
Also, tomorrow night's Raw is in flux as WWE, the people who write the show, have not been told if a certain somebody is going to be on Raw from Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow.
Major. It's groundbreaking.
It was written with this man being included in the script, but apparently there's a lot of chaos going around Raw tomorrow, or a lot of chaos going around Seth Rollins. The rumored match is Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
Now, again, it has been said, if Cody Rhodes is not signed, Seth Rollins is not on WrestleMania. If Cody Rhodes has signed, Seth Rollins is facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Waste of talent if they don't make the Cody Rhodes signing happen. You're telling a top 3 dude to sit on the bench.
The fact that they don't have a backup match and they're basing it on a whim for Seth Rollins 3 weeks before WrestleMania is ridiculous. If it was somebody like Butch or fucking, I don't know, fucking Chad Gable, all right, whatever. It's okay if we don't know their match. But you're telling me that Seth Rollins doesn't have any plans outside of Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 3 weeks out?
They should have just made Brock Roman triple threat with Seth. It was right in the making. You literally had a feud starting up with Seth and Roman. Their match was inconclusive as fuck because he just fucking. That was when he just chokes him out, right?
Yeah.
He just chokes him out, and he's like, dude, it's such an inconclusive match. Like, he got disqualified technically.
He did
So,
get
like,
disqualified.
It's all in the making. You already have Roman technically disqualified against Seth. You throw Seth money, put that money in the bank and on them hoes a few manias ago. Like, it's
Beautiful.
you have Easter eggs. You have the story that was already developing in the present. Sometimes they just think too much. They try to get too fancy. Like,
here's what I think happens if Cody Rhodes is not signed and if Cody Rhodes does not appear on Raw tomorrow night. 2 things. I don't think Seth Rollins is going to be this off WrestleMania, but I do believe that he's not having a match.
Which means he's off Mania in my eyes, because
he is either going to be a part of the Kevin Owens Stone Cold segment and take a stunner, or he's going to be a part of the Pat McAfee Austin Theory match in McAfee's corner.
I think he'd more realistically be on the KO show.
Yeah, those are the 2 things that I think are happening if Cody Rhodes does not debut tomorrow night on Raw. And it has been confirmed by sources, Fightful and the Twitter account that's always WrestleVotes and Dave Meltzer, that as of right now, internally, if Cody Rhodes is coming in, the last chance for him to debut is tomorrow night on Raw. If he does not debut tomorrow night on Raw, they said do not expect Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So, yeah, I think it's 3 ways to go. It's either Seth Rollins is facing Cody Rhodes. He's going to be a part of the Theory McAfee match, or he's going to be part of the KO show with Austin. I think all 3 are just not even that great ideas, honestly, because if Cody Rhodes debuts against him, Cody Rhodes is winning.
Yeah, I think so too. For sure. There's no use for Seth to beat him.
I think it'll be a great match, but I think that if Seth and Cody face off in Mania, Cody's winning. And then we're getting Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's WrestleMania. Currently slated to be a 16-match card, well, between 2 nights.
Yeah.
So 8 and 8, it seems like. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, They always do this thing where even when the Mania card looks like shit, Mania ends up being at least half decent. And I always usually get hyped for Mania around like the day of or day before. So I'm sure I'll still be hyped by some of the stuff, and I'll be excited because WrestleMania, but this card's not looking great.
Yeah, I'm going in low expectations.
Yeah, I'm going with low expectations as well.
I agree.
After the Royal Rumble, I learned,
No, Royal Rumble
don't get hyped.
See, the worst thing is like they can't even like really write a lot of ships here because Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are the main events. So no matter what, we're still in the same spot. We're starting WrestleMania and after WrestleMania. It's not like we have a big up and comer coming to win a world title that can change and alter the landscape of the company.
That's what they need. That's what they need to stop fucking around. Let somebody that's up and coming win the Royal Rumble like they used to.
Yes, you know
That was the whole point of the Royal Rumble. That was
could
the
just-
entire point of it.
You could just start pulling up and coming talent from NXT, like NXT champion Dolph Ziggler.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Like the whole point of the Royal Rumble and the whole point of Money in the Bank is to push somebody that hasn't been pushed before.
They did it with Money in the Bank, and then they fucked them over.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Big E could have been. You easily could have had Big E versus Seth Rollins for the Raw World Title at WrestleMania, and then just did Roman Brock for the SmackDown title.
Yep.
Boom. And the worst part about this unification shit is it has been confirmed that yes, the Universal title and the World title are merging into the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then Raw is getting a new championship as the World title. They're just retiring. They're retiring the Universal title. Like it has been confirmed that it'll be, yes, this for both belts, and they will be combining into one. But Raw is getting a new world title.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah.
Oh, I hate everything.
Let's end off with Undertaker. All right, we got some gimmicks for Undertaker. I don't have to explain as much with Undertaker than I did Kane. My cat needs to shut his fucking mouth.
Dumbass cat.
Dude's loud as fuck. All right, let's talk Undertaker. Fuck, god damn it. Yeah, I got pissed off at that unification thing like you did too. All right, we're gonna start with his WCW gimmick. We're gonna start with fucking Mean Mark Callis. And his manager Paul E. Dangerously.
Oh, what a luscious head of hair.
Fucking, I guess like you guys don't know the backstory. I'll give backstory for Mean Mark, and that's it. Mean Mark Callis. What is there to say about him? In 1989, Mark Calloway joined WCW as a villain and adopted the ring name Mean Mark Callis, a name devised by Terry Funk. He was portrayed as a sinister force, wearing predominantly black ring gear, and was described by announcer Jim Ross as having the fondness for pet snakes and the music of Ozzy Osbourne. Callis was then drafted into the Skyscrapers tag team to replace a legitimately injured Sid Vicious and made his debut on January 3rd, 1990 in a match later televised against Agent Steel and Randy Harris. The new team gained notoriety at Clash Champions 10 when they beat down the Road Warriors. And the Road Warriors were actually very impressed by Mean Mark Callis' performance. However, Callis' partner Dan Spivey quit WCW days before their Chicago street fight against the Warriors. Callis and a replacement named Skyscraper, who was Mike Enos, were defeated in that street fight. Then he took the guidance of Paul E. Dangerously and defeated Johnny Ace, People Power, at Capital Combat and Brian Pillman at Clash of Champions 11. Calloway would then question his future in WCW after being told by company booker Ole Anderson that nobody would ever pay money to watch him perform. It was during this time that Calloway sought to achieve noteworthy success by joining the World Wrestling Federation and landing a meeting with Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Wow.
But then he'd also be with WCW for 2 more years. before leaving. Yeah, we're giving Mean Mark Callis.
Give Mean Mark Callis a Mean Mark C-.
Mean Mark C-. Hold on, I gotta get a phone charger. Come on.
That's a mean mark. Yeah, I'll go with a C.
All right. You have a C-, you said, Josiah?
Yeah.
Would you give him tonight?
C. Because
C for Callis?
yeah.
I'll give him a C. Fuck it. I'll match the C- from Josiah. All right. Next up.
That tie is huge.
We have the Western Mortician Undertaker. His debut gimmick.
I'd say that's a B plus.
I was gonna say it's not quite an A. I feel like he had some lackluster opponents at that time.
It's
But
a sign of the times too.
yeah.
Yeah. I love Roddy Piper's commentary when he debuted. So it's pretty funny. But I'd give a C+ for his debut. Would you guys give it B-?
I give it a B.
Yeah.
All right, so B- right in the middle. Next up, we have. I gotta find all these themes. Hold on, sorry, my apologies. All right, next up we have Undertaker from 1994. What are we giving this Undertaker?
We're starting to get there.
Yep.
I say B plus.
I'll keep mine at a B.
I'll go B too. All right, next up from that same year, we have the Phantom of the Opera Undertaker.
All right, a little step back.
Well, that's because he had a legitimate broken orbital bone, so he wore this mask because he wanted to keep competing. He didn't want to take time off.
Wow, what a trooper.
I'll stick with the B because it's literally the same gimmick as the last
Yeah.
one, just him wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we have 1997, The Lord of Darkness.
Mm.
Stick cowboy hat.
I'm gonna go A-.
I'll go B+.
I'll go B plus.
All right. Next up, we finally get some music change here. As we get I gotta let the chorus drop. This chorus was hard. We're giving Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
That's an A.
That's an A for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, why is my phone not charging? What the fuck? The fuck? Hold on.
You smacked that shit.
The fucking charger's not working for some reason. Oh, it's because hold on. Since I gotta take my fucking case off, it's fucking stupid.
Gotta go in raw.
All right, we're going A for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Undertaker, the Unholy Alliance with the Big Show.
Jesus, that's a terrible picture.
That's why I I took him to the desert and I told him to stop being a little bitch. I told him, you're the Big Show. You're Paul White. Stop being a little bitch. So I left him in the desert for 14 days. I said, if you die, you die. If you come back, you're no longer a bitch. Unholy Alliance sucked. I'm going C-.
We'll go D
Yeah.
plus.
I go C-.
All right. We got a couple of themes here to get through. 2000 theme. Next up.
Are you scared?
American Badass Undertaker.
Hell yeah. B plus for this one.
Yeah. B plus.
I'll go B plus too. I think I'll agree with that one. So we'll go B plus for American Badass. Next up, oh boy.
Dead man walking.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Next up, we have Booger Red.
Back up. Fuck yeah.
Yo, shout out Limp Bizkit, bro.
Dude, so good, man.
All right, we have the heel, what Jim Ross called that goddamn Booger Red. He shaved his head and
Yeah.
whatever that was.
The haircut is an F. Straight up.
So my favorite part of this era Undertaker was so he came out the night after Survivor Series when the Alliance lost to Team WWF, and Vince McMahon was going to make Jim Ross join the Kiss My Ass Club, and Undertaker, still with his long hair and everything, he comes out to save JR, and he goes, "What are you doing, man? You're going to make Jim Ross kiss your ass?" And he goes, "Jim, we're going to kiss his ass." And Jim goes, "Hell no!" And he goes, "Jim, do you think you're better than me?" And Jim's like, well, no, Undertaker. And Undertaker's like, then why the hell won't you kiss this man's ass? Because I've been kissing his ass since 1996. And then he fucking choke slams Jim Ross, beats him down. He comes out the next week to roll in with his fucking hair shaved and everything. No, he's fucking like, he has fucking tobacco. He's chewing on tobacco while he's coming to the ring in a motorcycle. And he does all this, he just starts beating the shit out of RVD, and he starts beating the shit out of these people. And he starts feuding with Stone Cold, and he comes out and he cuts a promo one week, and he goes, because Ric Flair wouldn't give him a title shot, he goes, "This is some garbage. No. This is some BS. No. This is some bullshit." And then he had this gimmick where he just like would start beating up all the hardcore guys. Like he made Tommy Dreamer drink his chewed up tobacco and then beat his ass. And then he beat up Jeff Hardy. They had their like awesome ladder match where Undertaker raised his hand and everything. He had the thing where John Cena debuted against Kurt Angle and he shook John Cena's hand his first night. But yeah, what are we giving Booger Red?
I'd say an A.
I'm going B plus for Booger Red. His match is
right. I'm gonna go right in the middle there.
All right, so we'll go A minus then. All right. Next up. You know what part I gotta get to here. This is gonna be your. Hold on, where's the part? Right here. Right here. That's part of the song. Always kicking assholes ass.
Hell yeah, dude.
Always kicking assholes ass. Big Evil. Dead Man Inc. Undertaker, where he turned face. We'll be giving Big Evil. I think I'm gonna go A- because it's the same character as Booger
I'm gonna
Red.
say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say A minus.
B minus because he got rid of Roland.
All right, so we gotta go to a B then for in the middle there. All right, next up, I have no need to play the theme song because we've already heard it before. But in 2004, he returned. The Undertaker. He returned at WrestleMania, and I don't have a picture because it didn't add. But in 2004, he returned as the Phenom. And at WrestleMania 20, Kane came out for his match with Undertaker, and all you hear before all the Druids come out. Oh, yes! Undertaker returns with Paul Bearer. He still has like a weird, like, in-between phase where, like, he has short, long hair, and he's also wearing his, like, dead man stuff, but he has a bandana on underneath the hat. It was a weird period. He had feuds like the Dudley Boys and Paul Heyman, where he buried Paul Bearer in a concrete crypt. Then he feuded with JBL,
Legendary.
where he lost the title by DQ because he fucking slammed JBL with a fucking last ride through his limo. And yeah, that's kind of where we leave off because everything there afterwards was a different gimmick. But what are we giving the Phenom? Also, believe it or not, even though it feels like they've been calling him this forever, 04 was the very first time they ever called The Undertaker the Phenom.
We'll give it a B plus.
I'll go B.
Yeah, I'll go B plus.
Okay, I'll go B plus for this one. Next up, we have The Undertaker from 06 to 08, The Dead Man 2.0. This spans from his feud with Randy Orton all the way to 07, where he won the world title at WrestleMania by defeating Batista. A plus.
I
S
was
tier.
about to say S tier, dog.
So good, man.
This is peak Undertaker, man.
Very much so.
This is him having his best matches he'd ever have.
But every Friday, just
His
killing it.
feud with Batista was fucking insane. And when he won the Royal Rumble, and they had the segment where Bobby Lashley, John Cena, and Batista were all in the ring, and the Undertaker had to pick his opponent. The pop that happened. So Undertaker, what he did was he won the Rumble, and then the next week,
you did something.
We can't hear you.
back. Undertaker came out on Raw after John Cena had a match with Edge and a stare down with Shawn Michaels. Undertaker appeared, and he fucking rose up on a platform from underneath the stage, and he looked at John Cena and went, "You." And then the next night, he came to ECW and he chokeslammed Bobby Lashley and did the pose with the ECW title. And then on SmackDown, everybody knew he was facing.
Who was he facing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Batista. But on SmackDown,
Batista.
and he goes, I don't fucking, this is fucking stupid. Batista comes out and he goes, "Let's get this shit over with. Undertaker, get your ass out here." Taker stares him down. That's the thing again. So on Raw the next week, all three guys came out. Vince is out in the ring. Fucking, this segment is insane because Taker comes out. He looks at Bobby Lashley. He looks at John Cena. He doesn't look at Batista. He looks like he's about to pick John Cena. He goes to Batista, and he goes, "You." And then before anything else can happen, break it down. Shawn Michaels comes out to the ring, and Shawn's like, well. If Undertaker's facing Batista at WrestleMania, then a good old Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. WrestleMania, guess he's getting a piece of John Cena. But before anything else happens, on this day Edge comes out. He's like, no, I want a shot at John Cena. And hey, nothing you can say. Randy Orton comes out. I want a shot against John Cena. Vince McMahon, all of you, shut up. Vince is like, at WrestleMania, Undertaker faces Batista. Tonight, Shawn Michaels, Edge, Randy Orton, triple threat. Winner faces John Cena. Bobby Lashley, I'll deal with you tomorrow. The winners of tonight faces John Cena at WrestleMania. And No Way Out, tag team match. Batista, Undertaker versus John Cena in the winner of the triple threat match. Oh, you shut up. Well, yeah. All right, we're going S tier on that one. All right, next up, we have what I call getting a little old there, huh, Mark? We have, where is picture? I should have a picture. 2010 or 08 to 2010. Now, again, getting a little old, having some feuds where he's still putting on some banger matches, but as you can tell, he's getting a little old here. He had his feud with Edge that culminated inside Hell in a Cell. He feuded with The Big Show. He happened to have the greatest WrestleMania match of all time against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. And then they did it again, just not as good, at WrestleMania 26. And then he got put into a vegetative state. What are we giving this Undertaker?
Give him an A just because he's the greatest match ever on there.
I was going to say, if last one was S, this is an A+.
I'd go with an A.
Okay, we'll go A here. Next up, we have what is being called, if I can find the picture. Is there a picture? The Last Outlaw. This is from 2011 to 2014. He came back for WrestleMania 27. He had that crazy segment with Triple H where no one said a word, and they both looked at the Mania sign. And then they had their match at Mania. Taker was gone for a year because he might have won, but he got stretched out of the match while Triple H walked out. Taker came back next year. He was like, I want a match with Triple H. He's been so obsessed with it that he's been pulling his hair out. That, like, fun fact, Taker cut all his hair off, but they didn't like have a storyline reason for it. So he wore a wig for a few weeks underneath the hood. But they're doing his vignettes where he was like pulling his hair out because he wanted to beat Triple H like for real. Like he didn't want to be stretched out. He wanted to be standing tall. So he was like, fight me. And Triple H was like, no. And then Shawn's like, Triple H, you're a bitch. You'll never beat The Undertaker if I couldn't. And then Taker was like, Shawn, I retire you. Shut up. And they're like, Hell in a Cell. And Shawn, you're the referee. And then Taker came out. He pulled the hood down. Bald head. And they tore the house down in the Hell in a Cell match. End of an era, except psych, they all came back like 6 months later. Taker would then have his match with CM Punk at WrestleMania. And then this version of Taker would culminate when Brock Lesnar would end the streak at WrestleMania 30. What are we giving The Last Outlaw?
Give him an A-.
I'd give him an A.
Okay, we'll go A- for the total. Next up, we have 2015. Ha ha ha! Heel Undertaker. Undertaker would return in 2015.
Bruh.
All right, so to start the storyline, Undertaker would not be seen for a whole year after the Brock Lesnar loss. He would then return for WrestleMania 31, where he would defeat Bray Wyatt. And then we wouldn't see from him again until around SummerSlam time, where at Battleground, he would cost Brock Lesnar the world title against Seth Rollins and turn heel by low-blowing Brock. They would then have a match at SummerSlam, which would lead to this infamous gif and spot. Taker would win because Taker won because it was leading to the third match. But basically, Taker low-blowed Brock. He put him in the Hell's Gate. Brock went to tap and then flipped Taker off, but then ended up tapping anyways. And then they had a Hell in a Cell match that Brock Lesnar won. This was redemption for Undertaker. He was having good matches. And then him and Kane would team up to defeat the Wyatt family. And this version of Taker would culminate when he would defeat Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 32. What are we giving heel Undertaker?
I'll give it a B.
We'll go B+, because they put on some bangers.
The flat B.
We'll go. Next up, we're almost done. We have the Gunslinger Undertaker. This is 2016 to 2017. He, like I said, he would beat Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell. He would then return on SmackDown 1000, hyping up the SmackDown team for Survivor Series. And then he would return for one last run when he decided he wanted to enter the Royal Rumble, in which Roman Reigns eliminated him. So Undertaker wanted payback. He came out, challenged Roman Reigns for a match at WrestleMania. Match where the Roman Reigns won, and Undertaker seemingly retired by leaving all of his gear in the ring. Everyone thought he was retired. What are you giving the Gunslinger?
B minus.
I'll go B minus.
But B minus.
Next gimmick, we have two more left. This one is one that I'm calling. Where's the fucking picture? Did I have a picture here? I swear to God I had a picture. Where the fuck is it? Here we go. This is what I call, this is just a joke at this point. This is 2017 to 2019. The Undertaker, not happy with How's retirement match. This is all Chronicle on The Last Ride, by the way. If people want to watch it on the network. I'm not chilling the network, but it's a good series. You can watch it. Undertaker, unhappy with how his Mania match went, decided to come back for the tag team match where him and Kane faced DX. He was not too happy with that either. He would come back for a match with Rusev. Not too happy about that either. He would come back for a match with Goldberg, where Goldberg almost killed him. He wasn't too happy with that one either. So Taker would decide, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to come back to team up with Roman Reigns to take on Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon. And this was actually a really good match. And Taker, we seemingly thought Taker finally had a good Mania match. And he had this thing where he beat John Cena at WrestleMania in like a fucking minute and a half match. And then, we get to the final portion on the next gimmick. What are we giving the just retired already Undertaker? C minus.
D plus.
I'll go C.
All right, so we'll go C minus in the middle. Finally, in 2020, The Undertaker will return as a more kind of humanized version of The Undertaker, as AJ Styles decided to pick a fight with him and his wife, Michelle McCool. Undertaker would start cutting promos as kind of a half-dead man, half-American badass gimmick. The pandemic struck, so we were then gifted with a bunch of very, very good promos by Undertaker on Raw, where he was out of character, cutting them as Mark Calloway. He even said at one point, this is fucking Mark Calloway versus Alan Jones. And they culminated in the Boneyard match at WrestleMania 36, where Undertaker defeated AJ Styles as the American Badass. And then, of course, we know that the Undertaker would return a few times as the Dead Man. He would have his final retirement thing at Survivor Series. He hasn't stepped into the ring since. The Boneyard match has been his last match. And as of today, The Undertaker is going into the 2022 WWE Hall of Famer as what WWE is calling the sole headliner of the group. What are we giving a Boneyard Undertaker?
Give it a B.
I'm going A minus.
I'd give it a B plus.
Yeah, I'm going to B plus in the middle. And that's all the Undertaker's gimmicks. Like I said, Undertaker is going into the Hall of Fame. Shout out Mark Calloway.
Yep.
Who's had a very storied career, albeit a lot of terrible opponents, but Undertaker's that'll never happen again.
Yeah, much better than Kane.
Both guys are just lightning in a bottle that will never happen again. Undertaker, I think, will forever and always be known as the greatest character in professional wrestling history. I don't think anything will ever top The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thrilled that he's going to the Hall of Fame. Apparently, they said so. The Hall of Fame is taking place live the same night as SmackDown, the night before WrestleMania Night 1. So SmackDown's happening from 8 to 10 on the USA Network, and then on Peacock and the network, the Hall of Fame will be live from like 10 p.m. to midnight. It's like a 2-hour slot they've been given, and it has been confirmed that about 90 minutes of that is set for The Undertaker. Apparently to the point where all the other inductees have been told that most likely they'll be going in with like over video calls.
Oh.
But currently announced for the Hall of Fame is The Undertaker and Vader. Currently rumored is the next announcement is set to be Psycho Sid, and the following announcement is set to be Scott and Rick Steiner, the Steiner brothers. with the 5th entry currently rumored to be Shad Gaspard receiving the Warrior Award. And I'm sure there will be a diva put in there, or a woman superstar put in there too. But the class is not expected to be large. They have confirmed that Undertaker is the sole headliner. And like I said, about half to 3/4 of the entire show is set to be for The Undertaker. And it has been announced that Vince McMahon will be the one inducting The Undertaker.
Of course.
So there's that. But yeah, the class is looking decent. I hope, I mean, obviously. I mean, Vader can't. Vader is Sid still?
Sid's alive.
Sid's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Vader's
So
dead. I think Sid is.
Vader's dead, so I'm sure like his son or something will be there to induct him. Sid will probably be there. I'm not sure who will induct him, but Sid will probably be there. I hope the God Scott Steiner is there because holy fuck, that would be amazing. Give Scott Steiner a live mic for 10 minutes. I'm sure Braun Breaker will be their inductor. Yeah. Shad Gaspard should be inducted by JTG.
Yeah.
Or JTG or MVP, one of them, because they're all boys. But JTG should be the one inducting Shad into the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to go on a whim and guess the woman's inductee is probably like Victoria or something like that. I see a lot of the women's roster is petitioning for Natalya to go in this year. I think Natalya shouldn't go in, period.
It's like
you can't give Hall of Fame Hall of Fame nods to career mid carders. Like what are we doing here? I
think Natalya with the amount of women's titles she's won and with her lineage, she is a surefire Hall of Famer, but she shouldn't go in as an active member of the roster.
Yeah.
She should go in when she's retired and not wrestling anymore. She will go in. She's going in 100% because fucking Tori Wilson is a Hall of Famer and the Bella Twins are Hall of Famers. And Natalya has done more than all of them, championship-wise. Natalya has done more than Beth Phoenix, and Beth Phoenix is a Hall of Famer. So Natalya is if anyone's going in the Hall of Fame one day, it is Natalya. She deserves it. It's not right now. Not a member of the roster.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Where it's like that's meant for people to be celebrated when they're all done.
Yeah,
like it's different with like Edge because like he thought his career was over.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, but
yeah, Natalya will have her time and she will go in. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it because Natalya, in my eyes and in wrestling history's eyes, has probably done more than every single woman in the Hall of Fame currently, but not as an active member. So she should go in when she retires.
That's very true. It's like the women's division is just like all the Hall of Famers are like currently in their prime right now. So it's like she has done more than all the current Hall of Famers, but she's also at that level where I feel like she hasn't done more than like some of these, the Revolution.
Well, to be fair, I mean Natalya is one of the leaders of the Revolution that happened.
She was, to me, like she was always been like that mid-card ass wrestler no matter what. Like she had her Divas titles runs, but like who is she really competing against in that era though?
She has 2 SmackDown Women's titles. She's beaten Becky Lynch for the title twice.
Yeesh.
Her accolades, let's see, currently. Canadian Wrestling Hall of Famer, Guinness Book of World Records for most appearances on a pay-per-view, most matches for a female wrestler, and most wins by a female wrestler of all time. Ranked number 4. Ranked number 4 in PWI's top 50 in 2011 and 2021.
Wait, they ranked her a top 4 women's wrestler in 2021?
Top 20 in 2021, sorry.
Even that's a stretch.
Number 11 top 30 wrestlers in 2018 for Sports Illustrated. And a 3-time women's champion and 1-time women's tag team champion. Also with the company for 15 years.
3-time women's champion or when it was the old women's belt?
That's including Divas champion.
So like 2-time champ or 3-time champion. So 1 Diva and 2 SmackDown titles.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty lackluster for how long she's been in the company, to be honest.
Yeah, but Beth Phoenix only has 2 women's titles. The
I
Bella
mean-
Twins. I mean, the Bella Twins are on a different curve.
Beth Phoenix, though, she had like you got to understand how the women's division move, and you obviously understand, but like how the women's division used to move is like they'd give one woman a run for 1 year, like 1 or 2 years. Like you know
I get where you're coming from.
Beth had that dominance for like a couple years. Like Michelle McCool kind of ran shit for a couple years. Like it kind of just kept shifting. I don't know. Like the women's title didn't move around like that much.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it from this perspective. Lita's in the Hall of Fame, and Lita is absolutely more.
Well, she's a trailblazer, though. That's different. I don't view.
If you look at WWE, puts people in for accolades. WWE is not a wrestling Hall of Fame. They are a gimmicked Hall of Fame that puts in people that they need to fill spots in the Hall of Fame because they got to sell tickets.
I agree with you on the bare minimum that she needs to be in because of her accolades and what she's done for the division. I don't think we're arguing that she should be in or out. That's not the argument,
now if we're talking like how Stone Cold this year is going into the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame this year, Natalya will never be in that.
I didn't even know that. There's like 2 separate.
Yeah, there's a overall Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. Stone Cold's getting.
It took till 2022 for Stone Cold Steve Austin to get. Wait, all right. That Hall of Fame doesn't even seem that legit to me anymore. Like it's like you're waiting until 2022 for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Let's see, Stone Cold Steve Austin to be inducted into the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame this year. Hall of Famer Stone Cold is often regarded as one of the best in the pro wrestling business. He has made immense contributions to not just WWE, but pro wrestling in general. In acknowledgement of these contributions, the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame has decided to induct Stone Cold into its class of 2022. This is actually the first year it's happening. Following is the list of first legends announced who are to be inducted into this year's International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2022. Several names are expected to be added in the coming weeks, but currently it is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mildred Burke, Ricky Chosu, Dory Funk Jr., Carl Gotch, Jim Londos, Billy Robinson, and Joe Stetcher.
I think that, and especially because it's an international Hall of Fame, they definitely need to focus on like the wrestlers that like made a killing in like Japan and shit like that. Like if AJ Styles is not in the International Hall of Fame, like that is just a tragedy.
Well, it seems like what this is it's a legitimate Hall of Fame, much like the Basketball Hall of Fame, where they're just inducting this year. This year is its first year, but it's
okay. Sorry, God bless them for putting Stone Cold Steve Austin in their first class.
So this year is the first year, but it is meant to be. It's not meant to be like a Japan Hall of Fame.
I'm not saying that.
No, I get what you're saying. International, they should regard everything.
I'm saying it should be like it should be highlighted, especially for the people that have made their name, like Chris Jericho's of the world.
Yeah,
like Daniel Bryan's of the world that like made their name across the world.
You're absolutely right, and that's why Stone Cold's thing there. They bring up WWE and like WCW, ECW, and all that shit. But this is the first year they're doing a legitimate wrestling.
Sounds cool though. I like that.
But the WWE is not a legitimate Hall of Fame. It never has been. It has always been a gimmick Hall of Fame. Hence why guys like fucking Donald Trump and Mr. T are WWE Hall of Famers, and Tori Wilson. But that's gonna do it. Shout out Scott Steiner going into the Hall of Fame finally.
Yeah, for real.
If he doesn't come out and be like, "You're all fat asses," 1 + 1 equals Hall of Fame. So now you're muted.
Damn.
All right, you want to promote your shit?
You can follow me on Instagram, JOSYH_HOWARD. This is popping his pecs up there. All right. All right. If you want some D, ain't gonna get it from me. But if you want some D, you can get it on Twitter. Senshi D.
At SGNCIID. Because on Twitter, the D is allowed. Not allowed on Twitch. twitch.tv/SCNCII. I'm not sure what the rules on D for TikTok is, but yeah, follow me there. Senshi Dog. What's up?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AC Knowlton. You can follow me on TikTok at I think I just changed my name recently to your GF's fave. Your GF's favorite. Sorry. The at is still Big Hoss AC, but the tag on it is your girlfriend's favorite. But I just hit over 1,000 likes. Shout out me. Follow Heat Check at the official _ Heat Check on Instagram. Follow us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook for live streams and highlight videos, and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud for audio. That's going to do it for this week. Shout out everybody who tuned in, everybody who's going to tune in. And yeah, that's going to be it. Peace out, y'all motherfuckers. Have a good night.